Good evening to as many of you.
But that is getting to
Oh, yeah. So, good evening to as many of you. I really hope that you all are enjoying this lovely Christmas and you're having a great and a wonderful Christmas. I know that many of you are right now with families and enjoying
you come.
yourselves.
You come.
And enjoying yourself so far. Now, guys, we've been kind of waiting and waiting and waiting, and now Christmas is already here. Anyway, before we get into the main part of today, I really, really hope that as many of you are really kind of wrapped up warm and just make sure you kind of stay inside and kind of turn up the heating and everything. Now, again, before we start, many of you may or may not know me, but it's your girl, it is. Now, today's topic that we'll be talking about is choosing yourself, choosing yourself this Christmas when women stop pouring from an empty cup. Wow. Women, women. This is a very, very hot, powerful topic for as many of you to think about. When you think about those words, what goes on in your mind? That's my question. That's my question to you. What goes on in your mind? What kind of projects at that very time of when you think of those exact words? Now, this evening, I would like to say hello to everyone. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, you are very, very most welcome. Please like this video, share it, and please also help me to subscribe to this channel. Now today I want to talk to women. I really, really want to talk to women, to send this message out to women, especially women who are always giving, always showing up, always caring for others. This is part of the sacrifices that women, just like I said yesterday, this is part of the sacrifice that women often go through every year. Not even just every year, but every day even. They sacrifice everything that they want to achieve for the sake of their families, for the sake of their children, for the sake of their nieces and nephews, and also their brother and sister. So they've really sacrificed a lot to be who they want to be. Rather, at the time that they're sacrificing everything, they kind of leave their self. They leave their self and tell themselves later that they will sort themselves out. But at that time, they'll probably later sort themselves out, or probably they tend to forget, just because they have put a lot of sacrifice in making sure that their family is okay, making sure that the love for the family is there, and also making sure that they also not just thinking of their family, their self, but they also think of others as well around them. Because those other people that is around them, they kind of, or in a way, see them as if they are kind of part of the family, even though that those other people are not kind of biologically related to that woman, but they kind of see them as a family because of the love that they show for them, the fact that they often help them when they are down, when they are in need, when they don't kind of have anyone around them to help them at that time. So they kind of mostly go that extra mile just to make sure that they are happy. And it's good. It's a good way. It is a good way of showing the love and giving back to the community. It is a very, very good way. And at the end of the day, their hard work will definitely be cherished by other people as well. Now this Christmas message is for women who feels tired but keeps going. For the women who puts everyone else and leaves herself last. I mean, women, I want to say, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you shouldn't kind of help out. Yeah, help out with help out your family members. Give a little sacrifice. Go that extra mile for your family, for your children, your nieces and nephews, or your brother and sister. But at the same time, you need to have in the back of your mind that, look, all these things I'm doing, I need to also think of myself as well, because I am putting all the sacrifice, putting all that hard work in, and I kind of neglect myself. So please always remember to also include yourself in anything that you're doing. Bear with me, guys. Okay, good evening and welcome to Pose. Anyway, so back to what I'm saying. So yes, at the same time, please always remember to also include yourself when you're, for example, if you're buying things for your family, your kids, your parents, your aunties, uncles, siblings, cousins, nieces and nephews. If you're buying gifts for any of them, it's very good that you also include yourself as well. Don't kind of leave yourself out. Or even if at that time you just decide that you want to buy things for your family, do always remember in the back of your mind that you also need to kind of buy things for yourself as well. Because by you not buying things for yourself is like where you're neglecting yourself, like where you're kind of neglecting yourself or denying yourself from the little enjoyment that you have decided that you want to do. So all that money that you get every month kind of goes to your rent. It goes to paying your bills. It goes to paying your bills. It goes to paying the lights, the gas, the electric, and the water. Then the council tax, and then the little remaining that you have, you realize that after paying all of those, you don't have anything for yourself. And as much as you kind of try to leave a little bit of money for yourself. You realize that after paying everything, bear with me. Hello. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well. And Happy New Year in advance. Uh, okay, that's quite interesting. Now, anyway, back to what I'm saying. So yeah, always kind of try and leave money for aside for yourself, even though that you have to kind of pay all the things that you need to pay. At least leave a bit of money for yourself, and also kind of just, even if it's maybe one or two things or three things. Bear with me. Oh my god, my studio is kind of getting a little bit hot. Anyway, so back to what I'm saying. So yeah, even if you kind of pay all those bills and everything, it's kind of good for you to have a little bit of money for yourself, so at least you can get like one or two things, if possible three things for yourself. Then at least you know that, okay, that you're working very hard for your salary, and yet after paying my rent, paying all the other things I need to pay for, and then plus the money I have to kind of put aside to do Christmas shopping for my family and for my kids, and yet I don't kind of see myself having much money again, and then I end up having to neglect myself for the sake of the family. It's not kind of really ideal that you always neglect yourself. Yes, you are sacrificing. You are sacrificing. That's good. You're sacrificing yourself for your family. That is very, very good. And one day you will be rewarded. You will be rewarded for that sacrifice. But at least you should also kind of get a little something for yourself. Treat yourself, because you are the one that is putting in all the hard work. Your family is just there. They're not putting in the hard work. You are the one that's going out there every single day, Monday to Sunday, working in the complete cold weather. In fact, I'm even surprised that although we've seen very, very cold weather, we haven't yet seen snow at all yet. In fact, we've not even seen snow for decades, for a very long time even. We've not even seen it. But women sacrifice themselves going into work Monday to Sunday or Monday to Saturday in the freezing cold weather. And then at the end of the month, after they've worked all those hours, at the end of the month, they open their account and see that they've worked a lot, and they get up to about 3,000 or even 4,000 or maybe 2,000. Then once they get that as the salary, tax comes in. They've cut majority of your salary and leave the remaining for you. So sometimes it's just like, sometimes it's like where you're kind of really working for the tax man, but you're working for yourself to put food on the table, to provide for your family, as in to kind of provide and assist your family as well and your kids. And you're not kind of really enjoying the full benefit of what you have worked for, because you're seeing yourself paying a lot of tax, and then the remaining of what is left, you have to pay your rent, you have to pay council tax, you have to pay all the other bills, including your phone bill, and you don't have enough money left for yourself, and you'll be saying to yourself, wow, that I'm putting in all this sacrifice, and my sacrifice is not acknowledged. Your sacrifice working in that freezing weather is acknowledged. It is. Even if you don't see it, it is acknowledged. There's someone somewhere out there who acknowledges your hard work, and will probably come up to you one day or sooner or later and tell you that well done, that you have done very, very well, and keep it up. For the women who feels guilty when she rests. Now, one thing I'd like to say to women, that having a rest is not a crime at all. It's not a crime at all. We're human beings. We're not machines. We are human beings, and we have to kind of think of ourselves. We have to take care of ourselves as well. As you're sacrificing for the family and you are helping them out financially, you kind of also need to put yourself first, because you are the one going out there and doing all the hard work and bringing the money in, and yet you're not being given a chance to exercise all the hours that you have worked by kind of spending a little as well on yourself. One thing you need to do, for me as a fellow woman, is to do the best that you can do and leave the rest. Start again another day until you actually get to where you need to be. It's kind of a small and gradual process, but you'll get there. You will definitely get there. You'll get there. But try not to kind of rush at full speed just because you want to make sure that things are done in the perfect and right way. Now, part one. So now, women, I'm going to go into the steps now. Now, part one: why women struggle to choose themselves. Many women were taught that being a good woman means sacrifice. When we were growing up, when we were growing up as we were young, our parents, our mothers mostly, always used to tell us that sacrificing for one another is very, very good, because in return you will actually reap the good reward of what you have laid as a foundation. This is what our mothers have actually spoken to us when we were growing up, and this is I kind of see it as a little lecture, but an advice as well. And that's also what my mum used to actually tell me when I was growing up as well. When I was growing up, when I was a teenager, then she used to tell me that, look, that one day that I will grow into an adult, and I will definitely find the right man, settle down with the man, start my own family, and start having children. And with the knowledge that I've taught you, is the same knowledge that you will pass down to your children. But one thing I would like you to do for me, to make sure that you give me grandchildren before I leave this world. This is what my mom used to tell me when I was growing up. And I said to her, okay, that yeah, that yes, mom, I will actually consider what you are saying. Then, as years went on and I grew up and became the adult that I am today, I always reflect back on those exact words that my mom used to tell me when I was a teenager growing up. And now that's the knowledge that I pass down to my children, and which is when they were young, that I used to kind of also tell them the exact same thing that my mom kind of advised me and taught me as I was growing up. So that exact same words, I'll pass it to my children, and they understand. They understand. They understand very, very well. They're very big, and they're very big and mature, and yeah, they understand what life is about as well. And they always tell me, Mom, that don't worry, that I will always make you proud, and I will never kind of make any kind of mistakes. And that kind of gives me so much joy. It gives me so much joy that my children understand me. Mostly my older two children, they understand me, because my youngest, she's the youngest out of my children, and she's kind of still yet to become bigger than her two older sisters for her to kind of understand. So she's not kind of really grasped that full knowledge as yet. But in the next 3 years, she will definitely start to understand what life is about. She would definitely start to kind of understand it. But yeah, that's the beauty of being a woman, finding your right man, settling down with them, starting a family. It is a very big honor to kind of take on and reflect back on those exact words, those lectures, those advice that your mom used to sit you down and tell you that, look, this and this is what is going to happen when you eventually grow into adult and start your life. And it's kind of what I'm actually part of living up until today. Anytime I remember everything that my mom used to tell me. Now, again, many women were taught that being a good woman means sacrifice. So the first one is sacrificing your time, sacrificing your energy, and sacrificing your needs. It's a whole lot of sacrifice. It is a very whole lot of sacrifice that woman has really put in. And it shows that love that women understand what life is about. They understand that as a family member, yeah, you have to kind of sacrifice for your family in order to kind of reap the good return, the good rewards. Because as you sacrificing for your family members, when you eventually settle down with a man, start a family, get married, the exact same thing that you did for your family is the exact same thing that your kids will do for you when you eventually become very old. then one day, yeah, because one day many of us who are kind of still young, yeah, we're not going to stay like this forever. Yeah, we're not going to stay like this forever. One day, sooner or later, we will get old. We will get very, very old, and that strength that we have now, one day we won't have that strength again. So our children will be the one to kind of take over and assist. But when it comes to the girls, there's only so little that they can do to assist, because with the girls wants to have their own life. They don't kind of want their mothers and fathers to kind of be a burden to them. They don't want that. They want to explore life. They want to live their life to the fullest. They want to kind of see what the world has to offer them. Guys, bear with me. I need to drink my water. Yeah. So yeah, back to what I'm saying. So yeah, the girls wants to experience life and see what life is all about. They really don't like their parents to kind of be a burden to them, because yeah, they feel that their parents are being a burden to them. I mean, although that yes, they are living under their parents' roof, and one day they'll be saying to themselves that, whoa, I need to kind of get out there. I need to get my own place. I need to live on my own. And it's what a lot of these girls are doing now and again, because their parents are, they kind of in a way see their parents like a thorn in their flesh, but they kind of forget that their parents were there for them right from when they were born up until now. The parents had sleepless night, having to wake up every 2 to 3 hours just to make sure that their child was fed, and their pampers were changed every time, and practically all those dirty nappies that they had to change all the time, and kind of making sure that you were okay, and even passing through the whole teething process, that when the teeth was not yet out and the gums were kind of disturbing you at that time, and at that very time as well, because you were a baby then, and you were not able to talk, that the only way that you can talk is by crying, and then the mother has to kind of figure out why my child is crying. But now you have grown from a baby to an adult, and now is practically a new, different phrase in life. You are a fully mature adult, and you understand what life is about, and you kind of don't want your parents to kind of be on your neck. You don't want them to be a burden to you. You don't want them to kind of be checking in on you every time. You just kind of feel that you want to be free. I mean, yeah, every girls that has kind of grown into adult, they have that feeling as young women, that they don't want their mothers to be a burden to them and calling in every time. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's good that every now and again at least you check in on your child, because as a mother it shows that you care for your child, even though that your child is no longer living under your roof, and your child has moved on. She's moved out of the house, and she has her own place, and she's living her life. She is paying her rent, paying her bills, everything, including her council tax and everything. That she's on her own. She's doing everything herself that the mother would do if she was still living under her roof. Now she has gotten what she's wished. She has gotten the freedom she wants, gotten her own place, and now is doing the exact same thing that her mother was doing while she was living under her mother's roof, taking care of her house, taking care of paying the rent, the council tax paying, her bills, making sure that she has food in the house and she's cooking for herself and everything, making sure she gets to work on time and so on and so forth. So it's that exact same thing that she too is doing, and she's realized that yes, that's now I'm on my own. Yes, my parents is there for me. That sometimes I can turn to my mother for help, but only when it's extremely, extremely hard for me. Then yeah, I will turn to my mom at least once in a while. But it's not something that I will constantly be doing. So is what the young woman will be saying to herself now that she has moved out of her mother's house. And although the mother will still kind of be there for her, at least until she's kind of fully 100% okay, and she's able to 100% take care of everything. Because yes, the mother will worry. Yeah, is the right of a mother for every mother to worry about their child, because they know that it is their first time of moving out of her house and being on her own. So yeah, the mother at least will come round, check out the new apartment, check that it's okay for her, and she will definitely ask her daughter that is there anything that you would need my assistance on, and if the daughter says that yeah, I'll kind of need assistance with kind of getting like one or two things, as in just like the cooker, the kettle, at least while I get the remaining things for myself, and then yeah, mom, I will pay you back later. But sometimes the mom will say to her child that listen, don't worry, that you don't need to worry about paying me back. You are my child, and I'll still continue to take care of you, even though that you no longer live under my roof. I will still take care of you whenever you need me to. And it's a very very good thing. It's such a good thing for a mother to always take care of her child, even though that the child no longer lives with her. You know, at Christmas, it becomes even stronger. Women are often the ones putting a lot of plans in place, always making sure that there's food, doing all that extra cooking, making sure that the whole house is okay, making sure that that whole house is okay, that they are kind of doing what they need to do to make sure that everything is the way they want it to be. Always being out there, remembering the family, getting them presents all the time, also the kids, the parents, then supporting each other all the time, throughout the tough time, throughout the good and the tough times. We always need to remember that we are family, that one day, bear with me guys, Yeah, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Oh, Merry Christmas, Michael. Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate. So anyway, so back to what I'm saying. So when they, yeah, when the, the woman kind of, she she always supports her family at the same time. While, while they take care of each other, supporting everything that they need, as in every area that they need the support on. Then one day they will get that, get that good return back, and which is very, very good. And while doing all this, women are rarely asked how they are really doing. That this very bit is a little bit, is a little bit bad, that they that women go through a lot of sacrifices without people acknowledging what they're doing, that they don't even bother to even ask that how are they doing as well, how are they. Or maybe it could be that sometimes they forget. Maybe they sometimes forget because their mind is occupied with so many things that it kind of slips their mind that they've not kind of asked how are you doing? How is everything going? I mean, I don't blame them. I don't blame them because the other women are very, very busy. They are so busy that they don't even kind of have time for themselves, let alone to be asking another fellow women like you and I how you're doing. I mean, it's not that they don't care. Of course they care, but it's just that their mind is very, very occupied and they are so busy that they forget to kind of ask. So many women give and give and give until there is nothing left. Now that is one of the things that women often forget to do. Not, I mean, in a sense that they overspend, and when they overspend, they have forgotten that they won't have anything left for themselves. And that's the reason why that most times that some of them, I'm not saying all, but some of them, they don't have money left that they will turn to their family for help, because they have overspent on getting a lot of gifts for their entire family, and they've overspent and they have not been able to kind of get something for herself. But I would just say that no matter the amount of shopping that you do, please always remember to have a little money aside for yourself as well, please. Don't finish everything, because if you finish everything, when it comes to an emergency, a real emergency, you won't have any money left over, that you'll be regretting that, oh, why did I overspend? Why did I spend excessively? And I don't have money left again. So please, we as women, we kind of need to remember in the back of our mind that, yeah, it's good to spend on your family, but also have a little change, a little change as in a little bit of money for yourself as well. Part 2. What happens when women don't rest? Women don't choose, women don't choose themselves, it shows in different ways. You see, women, yeah, you don't choose yourself. You don't choose yourself. It shows in so many different ways. Some women feel burnt out, as in burnt out that they have done a lot of shopping, running up and down from store to store, that they have actually burnt a lot of energy, a lot of their energy, their calories, that they don't even kind of want to slow down. They want to make sure that everything is perfect. Irritable. They feel irritable, in a sense where they kind of have overworked themselves by going out doing a lot of shopping. They've overworked themselves and they've done a lot of shopping, and they haven't thought to stop and think about themselves. But they do think about others. But sometimes certain things that they think about is not always as necessary, as in not as important as it's meant to be. Emotionally distant. When women have a lot of things on their mind, they distance themselves from their family. They distance themselves from their family, their loved ones, their family, their loved ones, and even their children, that sometimes even notices that mum, that what's happening, what's going on in your mind, is everything okay? That even your child will come to you and ask you that question. And when they're asking you that question and you're still distant, your mind is kind of elsewhere, that your mind is probably not even in this world at all, then after your child has called you almost 4 times, then you now remember that, oh wow, that my child is kind of trying to get my attention. Please, women, it's not kind of really great to ignore your child. It's not great to kind of ignore your child when your child is trying to tell you something. It's not great to ignore them. Please, you should not ignore your child when they're trying to tell you something that is very, very important. Overwhelmed. When women are overwhelmed, they are put under a lot of pressure in a lot of things, in planning everything, making sure that things are very, very organized and put in place, that one day they will become so overwhelmed of everything that they actually become very emotionally stressed, because they are the one that actually are putting the effort into making sure that things are put in place. But please, try your best. Try your best as women, that whatever you do, whatever you're doing, anything you're planning, try not to kind of let it get to you too much. Because everything in life, it is a stress, and it is kind of a little stressful, and it can be overwhelming, but don't let it get to you too much. Don't rush everything at once. Just do one thing at a time until you are able to achieve what you want to achieve. Then when a woman is not kind of really motivated, she has kind of lost the courage to be able to do things, as in do things by learning new things, by learning new things that she wants to learn, by working hard to getting that promotion. When the motivation is not there, she's lost focus and she doesn't know the next step, and she'll feel that, okay, all her hard work has been in vain. But women, please, always be motivated in anything that you're doing. Yeah, be motivated. If possible, you can kind of watch little motivational speeches that other women actually talk about, to kind of give you that boost and that courage to carry on with life. Others feel guilty for resting. Again, women, please. Again, we are humans. We are not machines. I will say this again. Please, we are humans. So we have the right to have a rest in any time of the day. We have to rest and not take on anything. Take on too many things. Yeah, please, women. Never ever feel guilty just because you want to rest. You have the right to rest. You have the right to rest. You have the right to say to your partner, to your partner, your boyfriend or your husband, that you need to rest because you've overworked yourself, because you wouldn't want to have a breakdown. You really wouldn't want that. So please, never feel guilty just because you want to rest. Ashamed for saying no. Now again, if someone asks you to do something and you've decided that you are not able to do what it is that person has asked you to do, you have the right to say no. You have the right to object to it. Never feel ashamed for saying no, because it's not everything that you are expected to do. I mean, it's up to you. It's whatever your mind or your body is telling you, that look, that if you can do one or two things that you've been asked to do, then you can do it. But if you can't, saying no is not a problem at all. So you should not feel ashamed for saying no. Never feel ashamed for saying no. Afraid of disappointing people. And again, always have in the back of your mind that you should not be afraid of disappointing anyone. Because you can't disappoint. I mean, who are you going to disappoint? No, never ever feel afraid. Always have the courage to stand on your own 2 feet, and never feel that you're disappointing anyone, because you're not disappointing anyone, and you can never. And at Christmas, this pressure is louder. When women feel they must make everything perfect, this constant pressure makes women to do the unexpected just because they are trying to please their families. They end up doing the unexpected that they never imagined that they'll see themselves doing. And that's why it is also very, very important to never ever, bear with me guys, to never ever they feel that they can make everything perfect. No, you can't. Like I've said quite a lot of times, that we as women, we're human beings, and every single one of us was born into this world for our own purpose. So your destiny may be different from my own destiny. And that's one of the things that women need to understand. Not everybody or every woman's destiny is the same thing. Every single one of us has different destinies. Some maybe their destiny is not to stay in this country. That their destiny is out of the country to another country entirely, to live there and to start family and to succeed in their family business, or whatever kind of work they decide to do. So not everybody's destiny is the same thing. We should always remember that as well. Keep traditions alive. Now, tradition. Now, the question I want to ask as many women: what is tradition to you? Yeah, that's the question I want to ask as many women. So, tradition is mainly it's kind of mainly one of those cultures that every single one of our families has adapted to. So every family has their own culture that they have grown with. Just like me, I have my own tradition that I've grown up with, and which is always in my mind, and is what I kind of imply in my family and my marriage as well. And that's kind of one thing that I've learned from my upbringing, that tradition must never ever be buried under the surface. We should always acknowledge our tradition. Keeping everybody happy. That's kind of one of the little trickiest things. Trying your best to keep everyone happy. I mean, you're already doing the best that you can do anyway. Keeping everybody happy. You're doing the best that you can do already. And keeping everyone happy. Whatever way you feel that is the best way of keeping everyone happy, yeah. Continue with that. Continue with that. Always use that same method of keeping everyone happy. Part 3. Why women feel guilty for resting. Many women believe if I rest, I am lazy. If I choose myself, I am selfish. If I say no, I am disappointing someone. No, no, no. That's what maybe someone has told you. Maybe someone has told you that if you are resting, it means that you're lazy. If you choose yourself, it means that you are putting yourself first and you are selfish. And if you decide to say no, that it means that you're disappointing that person. You are not. That is what somebody has told you somewhere, and it's what is ringing in your head. You should never ever think that resting means you're lazy, because you're not. You should never ever think that by choosing yourself that you're being selfish. You are not. And saying no to someone means that you're disappointing them. No, you are not. You are not. You are not doing anything wrong. It is your choice. No one can no one can kind of throw you in the deep end and say that you must not rest. You should actually turn those words around into positive words, because these words are negative. You should turn it around to positive words and say that I can do all these things. I can do all these things without offending anyone. Turn it around and say positive things, so that people will not think that you're kind of stepping on their toes, because you are not. You are being human, and you're putting yourself first. So that's one of the things you need to kind of remember, please, women. But rest is not being lazy. Boundaries are not selfishness. Saying no is not a failure. Another thing about you resting, again, you are not being lazy at all. I don't know where some of you get that idea from. You are not being lazy. You are resting because of your health, because you've done a lot. You've done a lot to you've done a lot to keep yourself moving, and you have you've just done a lot of work, and now is the time for your body to slow down and to rest. We should always rest in between. Take breaks, as many breaks as you can in between, so that you will not break down one day. Women were never meant to carry everything alone. Yes, women are not to kind of carry everything on their own. That's where the man comes in and supports that woman. The man comes in and supports that woman to stand up on her 2 feet and support in certain areas of the help that they need. So women are not kind of really expected to carry everything, as in carrying the load of everything alone. Please, women, always get this support from your partners always get the support from your partners to kind of shift off some of the burden off of you. Always, women, is so important. Don't carry all that load by yourself, because you as a woman, you are not as strong as the man. Men are more stronger than we are. So we need to kind of remember that and put it in the back of our minds that men are stronger than we are. Let me say something important. Choosing yourself does not mean you stop loving others. It means you stop abandoning yourself. You see, it is good, it is very good, at least every now and again, to choose yourself. Choose yourself. Every now and again, choose yourself by deciding on what you want to do with yourself. Whether if it's going out to the club, whether if it's going on a camping trip, or the camping trip or road trip outside London or in another country entirely, or kind of going for acupuncture sessions, because every now and again, we as women, we kind of owe it to ourselves, and we have the right to treat ourselves. After all that hard work, we have the right to treat ourselves, not just sticking yourself to taking care of the entire family. You should also step back, choose yourself for once, and also kind of spend on yourself. But that does not stop you from loving your family at all. Please always also have that in the back of your mind. Choosing yourself does not mean fighting people. Yeah, that's also another thing. When you choose yourself, guys, bear with me. So again, choosing yourself is not that you are fighting with anyone. You're not fighting with anyone. Choosing yourself means that you are prioritizing your needs over that person, because you have always been there for that person, and you're always buying a lot of things, you're always sacrificing for that person. And this time around, you've decided that this time around, it's yourself that you'll focus on. And so that is what you need to also learn. We as women can't be expected all the time to always sacrifice for the family, and you're not able, that at the end of the day, you're not able to kind of be able to have money for yourself after sending out so much money. But this is if your family doesn't live in the UK. If your family lives in Africa or in another country entirely, that they are not financially okay, I mean, it's fine to support your family and send money across to them just so that they are able to feed, but it's not at the expense of clearing out your entire account because of them, because it's you that will suffer it. Please remember, we should not do that all the time. So this means listening to your body. Sometimes our body, because sometimes our body communicates with us and is trying to give us a message, and those messages may be a good message, or maybe it could be a bad message, and they don't they those very messages are sometimes negative. But if your body tells you something very important and you ignore it, then if something happens, then know that it's on you, because your body has already told you something and you ignored it. Honoring your emotions. So at the same time, when your body has told you something and you decide to listen to what your body is telling you, do honor your emotions. Know how you're feeling about it. Honor it, and also kind of follow what your body is telling you. If it's a good thing, then follow it. If it's not a good thing, don't follow it. Setting healthy limits. Now it actually depends on your limits. Now that's my question to you. What kind of limits do you decide that you want to set for yourself? That is it a very good one? Is it very, very healthy for you? So that's kind of my question to as many women. And also doing what brings peace. No matter what, it's very, very important to always do the things that you know best that brings you peace and harmony to the family and to yourself. Choosing yourself may look like saying no to extra commitments. Now, I'll take this very one step at a time, as in I'll break this one down. So saying no to extra commitments. For example, when you are at work, bear with me, guys. Yeah. Now, when you're at work and your boss has called you, and she knows that it's your day off or your week off, and there's no one else that will cover those shifts, you already have commitments with your children, or maybe with your sister. You have made commitments to your children or your sister. Then you'll be thinking to yourself, how are you going to break this news to your sister or your children? But if your children are grown and they're teenagers, they'll understand. They'll understand that mommy has to kind of work, and rather what the mother will do is that she will give her children the money that they need to go out and do the shopping on their own. But while she's at work, she will call her children and check in on them. But when you get a phone call from work and you know that it's your day off or your week off, and your boss asks you to please come into work, even if it's just for about a couple of hours or 2 hours, or even if it's half day, and you say yes to that, then once you agree and you say yes, then your boss will feel that, oh, because you said yes the first time, that if like one of your colleagues call in again and say that he or she has a hospital appointment, or he has to he or she has to take their child to parents' evening and they're not able to come into work, then your boss will call you because she feels that you're less busy, forgetting that you have your commitments and you have things to do. One thing that is very ideal is to kind of let your boss know that you don't mind helping out, but it can't be every time. At least once a month. Once a month, if it's something that is very, 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 if it's something that is very, very tedious and there is no one to cover, then yeah, call me and I'll come in and help out. But it should not be a constant thing because I have my commitments too. I need to be with my family, I need to be with my kids, and I can't keep on letting my kids down. So if you say that to your boss, yeah, she'll understand. And mostly on a Sunday also, if you have commitments of going to church on a Sunday and your boss has asked you to come into work and you say yes the first time, it's kind of good to actually tell your boss that, look boss, listen, that you see on Sundays I don't work on Sundays because I have to go to church. I actually have to serve my God before anything else. At least you've already told your boss and she understands, then she'll put it in the system. Then you just need to also let her know that, look, that you don't mind helping out on a Sunday, but it cannot be every day. It can't be every day, at least once a month. Then she will understand. But whatever you do as a woman, it's very good and it's very, very important to actually always, not always, but sometimes if you can't commit to, like for example, like work, if you can't commit to to coming into work when you know that you are off, then you just tell your boss then and there that, listen, I'm sorry, I can't come into work, that something has come up. Then she'll have no choice but to take you off the rota and for someone else. Now, having a simple Christmas, it is very, very important that Christmas is important that Christmas gets celebrated with your family member and your kids. It's very, very important. It's very important, and you need to kind of also acknowledge that and spend as much quality time with your children and your family members. Spending without limit. That's again another thing that we women need to learn how to stop doing. We need to stop overspending when you don't have the full and complete money. We should not overspend, we should spend within our budget. And when your salary comes, then you will be able to kind of continue with your shopping again. But never spend when you have a limit. Never kind of overspend is very, very important that we need to stop doing that. Take time alone. Yeah, everything that we do for our family, we need to also take time out for ourselves and to take care of ourselves, because our health is very important to us. Then, if you are ever in any kind of trouble that you can't handle yourself, ask for help, and people are ready to step in and help. Part 5. what women needs this Christmas. Women needs lots of rest. They need support. They need people to be very understanding of them. And they sometimes need space to breathe. Mostly when it comes to family drama, and that woman can't, she can't be she can't be in the middle of such heated argument. She'll want her own space to be able to breathe, because the tension of those constant arguments really gets to her, and she does often get stressed. So sometimes she needs that space to breathe. So it's always important to allow that woman to have her space, because you don't know what she's thinking in her mind. You don't know. So it's very good to give her that kind of space. Christmas should not leave women exhausted. That is also one of the things. After Christmas, that you've done everything you needed to do to make Christmas magical. Yeah, women should not feel exhausted, because that exhausted, again, it will break them down. They should not kind of do everything with full speed, because they will burn a lot of energy, and their body will eventually become weak, because they have burnt so much. Oh my God, Thomas. Oh. Allow me to. Allow me to